What is up? What is good with everyone on this Monday? What a way to start off the week, in fact. Mondays! A lot of people don't like their Mondays. A lot of people don't like their Sundays because they know what's coming on said Monday. But this Monday, I'm off work a little bit early, and a Shuumatsu no Valkyrie chapter dropped. So, pretty good Monday so far. Nothing really went wrong in the morning. Now we're in the afternoon. I'm off. I got time to do a little bit of streaming here with some Shuumatsu no Valkyrie, Record of Ragnarok, of course. Chapter 76. How's everybody doing? And we're going to wait because this was a really last minute. I didn't leave enough time, but I really, as a result of my afternoon off, I'm going to try to get to a couple more videos that have been sort of simmering for a while, and I've just been kind of procrastinating, a little bit of laziness. Going to try to get a few more things popping today. But other than that, how's everybody doing on this fantastic Monday? We're going to wait about, 7-8 minutes before we actually start the chapter reaction. Let people jump in. It's a weird time to stream, too. It's a weird time. It's so funny, I find. Because of time zones, and yes, time zones are necessary, but because of time zones and people's schedules, there is not one consensus of a good time to stream, Like, I would say it's Friday nights. I would say that. But some Friday nights, there ain't nobody around. And it's not that the stream's bad. It's not that the content is bad. It's that people are busy on Friday nights or have other plans. And it collectively around the world. And some people have to get up early on their Saturdays. And some people have to work that weekend and stuff. And it's just, there's no way to please everyone. So you just hope. You just hope your damn best that once in a while you can get a stream going at just an odd time like this. Like for me to stream before 2 p.m. My time zone here today is an odd time for me to stream. Even on the weekends, I rarely stream this early in the afternoon. I don't really do morning streams, and I don't really do early afternoon. It's usually later afternoon, like anywhere from at least mid-afternoon, well into the evening is when I generally like to do my streaming. So we're going to see how many cats we get in here today, I guess. But also when I have the opportunity, too. It's one of those things. When a chapter drops, we all know there's a finite amount of time, right? We know there's a finite amount of time between, hey, this video is going to do pretty good because you got your reaction out in the first 30 minutes before everybody else recorded theirs. Sometimes that's a positive. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it actually is a negative, at times, you know what I mean? Because once again, depending on the time you release said video and depending on the time you stream might be inconvenient for your standard subscribers, for notifications coming up, So it is what it is. It is what it is. But as I said, we're just going to wait a little bit. We'll check in with the chat, see what people are saying, and hopefully we get a few viewers in here. And then we'll start the reaction. The reaction. Misk is in here and says, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Miss. Good afternoon. I'm having a nice, fresh, ice-cold Pepsi. I prefer Pepsi over Coca-Cola. I won't snub my nose at Coke. You go to a restaurant or a fast food joint and they're like, is Coke okay? Yeah, sure, whatever. That being said, fountain pop is usually the better way to have pop in general. So, but it depends on the place, too. Sometimes it tastes really watery. So it just depends. But in general, I don't find it matters too much. But, yeah. If I had my choice, I'd go with Pepsi. I always find it more refreshing than Coca-Cola. Chilled is in here and says, Griever! Hello. Hello! How are you? I asked you first. Chilled said, hi, I'm from England. I believe I knew that, Chilled. I believe I knew that. But, I mean, at least we reiterated it. We reiterated it, and hell, let's go. British Empire all the way. Miss said, I always assume weekends are best since people may not be at work or school. Exactly, right? Usually, your safe bet is to stream on Saturdays and Sundays. But, depending on like in the summer, sometimes that's the worst time to stream because people are always on vacations on the weekends, right? People go camping, people go hiking, people enjoy the great outdoors. Where anywhere with 4 seasons, sometimes that's the worst time to stream. Sometimes it's the best because everybody has it off. It just depends on your demographic and stuff. Like, as I said, it's an impossible science to really predict. You'd have to be watching your analytics and your target audience like constantly shifting to be like, okay, my majority people are in the UK time zone. All right, so I better stream during this time after work hours. So give them about an hour to eat supper, and around this time's the perfect. You know what I mean? You'd have to be working that algorithm in your head constantly. That'd be nutty. People are at work or at school, but it's never a sure thing. So some people do all their stuff on the weekends, right? And some people's things change. Sometimes I'm sitting on my ass from Friday afternoon all the way through the Sunday evening, and sometimes I got like big projects to do, you know? Maybe there's a blizzard and I've spent all day shoveling. Maybe I've got a family get together. Maybe I've got, you know what I mean? So people can change, and sometimes a lot of people just have a lot going on certain Saturdays, you know? So as I said, it's not an exact science, but Caden said, Oi, what's up, Caden? How you doing, man? Miss says, I'm doing quite well. Act 3 of my D&D campaign has started up, and I am now part of a project to make a game based on the short campaign Playfree ran last summer. Well, damn. That's pretty fucking cool. Just hang on one sec. I can feel something. Yeah. Could feel a little something there. Sorry about that. But Act 3 of your D&D campaign, and it's going well, I take it. It's started up, and you're part of a project to make a game based on it. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I hope you're having fun with that, though. Like, that's the main thing, to have fun with that. Tangola's in here and said, "Aye, how's it going? Oi, man. How you doing?" Pretty good. Tangola said, "Hope you weren't spoiled for this chapter." No, not at all. The moment I got the notification, Record of Ragnarok Stan, in a couple of servers, and then Misk directly linked me to it and said at me in my own server and said, "Here's the chapter." I was like, okay, not checking any of these notifications, because that's sometimes the folly, right? Most servers have, here's where the spoilers go, here's where the chapter goes and stuff, but some servers I'm in, if they don't have like a Raws section or a spoiler section or something like that, you could jump into that checking the notification for the latest Kingdom chapter, the latest Record of Ragnarok chapter, and all of a sudden you're seeing panels and people are like, "Wow, so Hades died!" It's like, what? Like, that's the first thing you read, and it's like, fuck me, right? So that can happen. But yeah, no, I was not spoiled, thankfully. Chilled said Pepsi definitely better than Coke. I always found. And we have 9 people in here and only 5 likes. I appreciate very much the 5 likes, but can we, let's tip the scales. Let's even that bitch out. Let's do that. Kane said Tesla, it's 100% top 5 humans. Yeah, I really like Tesla. Tesla's pretty cool. I'd have to think about the other ones, but 1 is Adam. Yeah, that's fair. 2 is Jack. Okay, yeah. 3 is Tesla. Sure. 4 is Chin. Well, I absolutely despise Chin, but I know you liked round 7, Caden, so, I mean, it's a different taste right there. That's fine. And then 5 is Raiden. Yeah, I have a new appreciation for Raiden after the anime. I felt like the anime really added something to it. Miss said, don't forget my man Kojiro. Kojiro's pretty cool, too. Kojiro's pretty cool. And what about the humans turn gods? Do they count? I don't know. Caden said, Pepsi reigns supreme over Coke any day, says Caden. There we go. Luann said, hey there, did I miss it? No, you didn't. We were just waiting for some people to jump in, sort of a pre-stream thing. I usually do that, even if the place is popping off. Now, granted, if all of a sudden I had 50 people in here, boom, can we get started? I'd be like, all right, fuck you, chat, I'm going, right? But normally I wait at least around 10-minute mark since the time I start the stream. I used to have a little timer thing to indicate it, but I felt like cluttered up the place, so maybe I'll have a little marker that I can just take down, like I'll have up here where it says like live streaming, maybe I'll have live streaming and have like something saying pre-stream that I just take down after a minute, so people know when they jump in that we're still pre-streaming. Caden said no. Luann said nice. Joseph said, geez, I literally just woke up and I'm still in bed. Well, get your lazy ass out of bed. Miss said, oh, I'm having a lot of fun running it. My players sure are having fun, quote unquote, since we're going down the Thousand Year Blood Warlock first invasion strategy for setting the stakes and tone. Excellent. Good inspiration right there. Great inspiration using that. Joseph said, has there been an event in a manga that was so bad that it was changed in the anime adaptation? Is it possible that might happen for round 7? Well, they did completely shift around a lot of the scenes for round 5 to make it A, flow better, and B, focus on the important parts of the Buddha stuff with Loki and everybody, and then the sole focus being the round, so we weren't diverse attention. So that was a major shift, at least in that anime, that worked for the better, because in the manga it did not work, especially a month-to-month series. It took a lot of the tension and tone away chapter to chapter. They just said, nope, before we even start round 5, we're going to cover all the jumping around soap opera bullshit, do that all as one episode, and then move on. And it worked beautifully. It gave me a better appreciation for round 5. I don't really know how they'll fix round 7 without directly changing it, though. Because unlike that, Season 2 just moved scenes around. They didn't actually change the scenes. They added a little bit to the scenes, but they didn't change the scenes. Kane said, if we are counting man that became gods, it's a different list. Yeah, because Buddha and Heracles would be on the list, so it's all over the place. Chilled said, also, yeah, things are doing good. Glad to hear. Chilled said this round definitely has been a real high. I've enjoyed it. I think we would have all, for the most part, because there are round 7 enjoyers, and round 6 enjoyers, in fact. Had we gotten this round directly after round 6, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I'm just tentatively, I get it, and I like it, but after such a sour taste in my mouth from the later half of round 6, almost the entire way through to the beginning of round 8 has not been enjoyable for me. Little bits and drags have been fine, but for the most part, I haven't personally been enjoying it for a while. And in a month-to-month series, that's not great, right? I mean, a whole scan team dropped it as a result of this shit, right? Because it was just not. From a majority standpoint, it wasn't enjoyable, even if you do have your enjoyers. So, of what was going down in the end of round 6 and the beginning of round 7 and stuff like that. So, I think round 8 would have felt even better for me had it not been coming off such bad rounds, because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for something to just fuck it all up at the end. Like, I'm not opening my heart. I'm not opening my heart, Sailor Moon Power style, to fully accepting the round yet. Once the round's over, I'll probably go back and reread it and then appreciate it a lot more. Like, because a lot of people really love this round, and so far, I really love this round. My only complaint with this round is the forbidden magic of chaos that barely fucking did anything. That's my only real complaint. That was a joke. That shit was hyped up by both the manga and the community to be this fucking fuck off Toriko level spirit bomb bullshit attack. Like, oh my god, forbidden bleach hottos or whatever. It was hyped up to be some crazy shit, and it just wasn't at all. So, to me anyways, so that's my one only nitpick of this round. Everything else been pretty solid. So Caden says, or Chilled said this round definitely has been a real high. Yeah. Kane said 1 would be Adam, 2 would be Buddha, 3 would be Heracles, 4 would be Jack, and 5 would be Tesla. I would put Heracles above Buddha, and I'd put Jack above Buddha, but I like the 5 in your list. I think those would be my 5 too, if we included those. Joseph said, but has it ever happened in other mangas? Yeah, sometimes for the worse. They have changed things. I can't think of any right offhand, but earlier animes were not OVAs. Nowadays, what they call anime is an OVA of the manga. It's usually shot for shot, right? The Shaman King reboot is shot for shot of the manga. The anime was a completely almost different story after the first 10, 12 episodes. They add a lot of things. They take away a lot of things. fights that never happen, power-ups that don't exist. A lot of animes from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s changed things drastically. Like the ending of, without spoiling, I guess, but the ending of Death Note is different in the manga than it is in the... It results in the same, but the way things happen, the way characters do things, the way characters end up dying and stuff like that. Animes used to be what they call an anime adaptation. And then you had OVAs. The Air Gear anime, for example, has some episodes completely different from the... or entire chunks of it are completely different from how a character gets from A to B. Some characters are cut out completely, right? So nowadays in anime, I can't think of any really great examples. I mean, Dragon Ball Z's one, Inuyasha's one, like Vision of Escaflowne. Their animes are totally different. Shaman King, the original one, their endings are completely different. Characters that exist anime only, all this stuff, right? But nowadays, there is no such thing as an OVA in an anime. You have literally, anime is your OVA. It's shot for shot, chapter for chapter, for the most part. Filler is still a thing, but then they go back to what the manga says. Nobody deviates from their manga story anymore. So it used to happen. I don't know if it currently really does anymore. So yeah. So Miss said, I think a reread will really help the overall impression of the round. I think so too, because we were all tentatively like, okay, this is going to be really bad, you know? So... Because at the very least, round 7 at best, at least in my mind, was mediocre. And to most people, the worst round. And also, the ending of round 6 is probably my most hated part of Ragnarok, period. So, yeah, when we're going off of that. And also, we got 13 people in here and only 6 likes. We bumped those numbers up and we'll get underway with the reaction here. Because... I've wasted enough of your guys' time, I think. Caden said, I agree. Yeah, Joseph said, where can I read the new chapter? There's a link on my Discord. I don't know if I can say the places without getting myself or the site in trouble, so I just don't. Caden said, if Tesla didn't have his coils, he would have died to the attack most likely. True, probably. Caden said, even Zeus himself said it's a devastating attack. It is, but not as devastating as it was hyped up to be. Partially the community hyping it up to be some... heaven realm changing attack, you know. Tangola said, oh yeah, Chaos was so disappointing, man. I thought so. Tangola said, I was so hyped thinking it was either related to Satan or Greek primordial god Chaos and Titans, and yeah, I'm with you on that. Kane said the coil was able to take about 45% of the power of Chaos away. That's why Tesla was injured after stopping. Right, it's still an attack. It's still a good attack, but it was hyped up to be a better attack. You know what I mean? This shit was hyped up to be Divine Departure. So yeah. Chilled said Chaos was a cool spectacle, but man, it did not have the impact besides putting Tesla in his damaged state. Yeah. Chilled said rereads can help a little. I like round 7 less bad. I found round 7 less bad after a full course read. I believe, yeah, that's something too. People complain about pacing in One Piece a lot, but if you sit back and reread the arc, it still might feel a little slow, but when you can binge it, it doesn't feel nearly as bad as pacing as people like to believe. Joseph said, I'm just wondering, since round 7 isn't perfect, they could try and change it for the better in the anime. They might, but generally speaking, as I said, nowadays, animes are OVAs. They're not anime adaptations anymore. They've taken out adaptation, and animes have become OVAs. Very unlikely they're going to change that. But anyways, so we have 11 people in here. If we hit some like buttons, I'd like to see it. So we're going to start, though. We're going to start. I've kept you guys waiting long enough. Let's hit that double-digit likes, people. All right. Chapter 76, entitled Advance. Okay, so Alma's in the chapter, and he's going to be fucking going, removal, bitch. Well, advance, but same death. Possessing spirits. Yep. Alma's gonna fight in Ragnarok. I'm here for it. I love my boy Alma. So, let's see. So everybody's cheering. The roaring cheers of humanity are boiling up. Yeah, because of Tesla's big speech. Sort of in the vein of Adam a little bit, people were comparing it to. That's fair. It is a good speech. Of course, I still think it's the best. Like, his and Heracles' speeches I don't think will ever be topped. I don't think there's been a speech since round 4 that really hit. Tesla's very good. But since we've already had, like, their predecessors, we're always going to do that comparison thing, even subconsciously, so... But I still think it was a good speech. And even when backed into a desperate situation, the man who is challenging God is uniting humanity as one. Here we go. Tesla shining with the light of God. All right. Good. Oh, we get to see our main man, Jack. And no, I don't care about the fucking spinoff. He's Jack the goddamn Ripper. I'm not taking that fucking spinoff shit as canon. I don't care. I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring that shit. It ruins round 4 if it's canon, so fuck that. We're moving on. But here, where we know nothing about some spinoff, la 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 la. Let's be a children with a tantrum, plug our ears. No, we're not listening to that shit. We've got Jack the Ripper here sitting, and this is hilarious because he's sitting in Holok. That's her name, Holok, Hlokk, I believe. The Vol end of Jack, and it's in this very cutesy room, you know, with the teddy bears and like the pink couch and all this stuff. He's just sitting there with a unicorn thing, just like, yes, well, let's watch this, and it's an old style tube TV. Like they're watching on this old style. Yes, this blend is quite nice. Cheerio there, Tesla. Very good. Very good. Pinky's out. Good. What an upbeat guy. Okay, so of course they're hoping for a victory. And then she says, if you don't give up, you never know what might happen. Keep at it, Sister Gundel. Yeah, of course the Volans would all, or the Valkyrie would all want the humanity to win. They don't want to see their siblings die. And Jack, the only problem is how to break through that shield. You see... It's very, alright, with his eye, is he looking at it? It's very tricky. Okay, so Jack is analyzing this and going, I don't know about this. So, Tesla, his last coil there seems to be charging up. Tesla, with all his wounds, is preparing to strike Beelzebub with all of his remaining strength. Go for it, Tesla! Finish it quickly, Beelzebub! Let's do this. Yeah, I love how even though they despise him and treat him like the, you know, Bloody Mary of fucking, or the Friday the 13th, or the, you know, the black cat crossing your path, all these guys treat him like shit, but they're still so, like, it's one of those, yeah, the God's kind of a little hypocritical here. You know, I'm sort of grateful for it in a way, though, because the gods would be like that. They would be that arrogant. It's like, yeah, we might despise him and treat him like shit, but it doesn't mean we want him to lose. We're still on God's side. You know, on Beelzebub's side, even if we treat him like trash. The very opposite of how humanity felt about Jack's thing. So I'm glad they steered away from that, and they didn't basically swap the crowds, you know. The gods are different from humanity. Humanity couldn't get past... because Heracles was the good guy and Jack is the bad guy, and even though he won a point for humanity, humanity feels very, I'm not really that happy about it, you know, feeling the gods don't give a shit how good Tesla is and how much they fear and despise Beelzebub. They don't care. It's all about the victory. And I like that is something that round 8 is doing different, and it would have been so easy to just flip. Let's do round 4 again, you know? But instead, they're doing something a little different with the crowds, you know? Which I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to. The reaction of the crowds, not just the specific characters in the crowds, but the crowds themselves do matter. The way they have been appreciating characters like Adam, for example, and also not, and changing their stances sometimes depending on how humanity reacts versus the gods react. There are slight differences, and I like it. So Tesla goes forth. Let's do this. Tesla's full force right hook and slam. It is blocked perfectly by Beelzebub. And then he's and here comes a left hook, and we see the cackling of electricity. Now what? A left hook? Well, if one doesn't work, we're gonna use 2 hands every time. Roger against Whitebeard, Kenpachi against Notora. It doesn't matter. It's like, you think my power is only this great, but I have a second hand. Let's do it. I love it. If one doesn't work, the power of 2 hands. You gotta love it. If one doesn't work, and charging up, boom, boom. Oh, so is he... Because there, he threw the left, and now he's throwing a right again. So, alright, he's just doing a barrage. He's like, charge up both of them. Boom, 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 baby. You know, just completely trying to slam right in. And trying to crack through it. I'll just keep hitting you until it does. He's trying to literally force break this shield of, like, sound and vibration. He's literally just like, I'm going to power my shit up, and I am just going to bash this fucking wall until it cracks, until I break through it with nothing but power and brute damn force. You know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like that. He just like, fuck it, going all in. No more fancy moves, just boom, boom, boom. And here's the barrage. Here's the barrage of strikes. And he just keeps attacking. Boom, 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 boom. Beelzebub holding strong. But he's going at a crazy rate. Like, it looks like, you know, you get your speed lines, but you're getting your multiple fist idea, right? And he's going nuts. Fast. Oh, wait. From Kojiro. He's saying that, holy shit, he's punching strikes. This is fast shit. There's no gaps between his strikes and withdrawals, says Okita. Okay, so the fast bitches, because we know Okita's supposed to be like super fast. He's basically like a Kenshin character. He's all about the Batujutsu and shit. And Kojiro, who's of course extremely reactive, and that's his thing, are both going, holy fuck, look at that speed feat. So this is a speed feat officially, because holy damn, they're like, so when he starts one, and what manga just did this? Don't think it was JJK. Was it Kengan? I'm not sure which one did this, but they explained that idea of the difference between the gaps between, there's no lag time, pretty much. There's no lag time. I know multiple manga have done this, but basically the follow-up is already there. I know Kengan did this, but I'm thinking of something more recent than Kengan, I think. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But the fact is that that's exactly what's happening right now, is that after one blow, he's already started the other one with no, you know. Oh, it was Kengan. It was Rahito. It was Rahito's evolution in the Berserker Bowl. That's what I'm thinking of. Is that there's no lag time anymore. It's just he's, yeah. So, damn. And slam. Oh man, he seems to be really pushing Beelzebub though. Though Beelzebub has dug his heels in pretty deep. And Jack says, "Oh my, oh my." No way. And is it actually starting to crack? And Beelzebub grabs his shaking hand and sort of braces, like he's got the rod here and he's bracing the friggin' Skull of Corruption. I mean, Hades, it's totally the Skull of Corruption from Skyrim. But boom, and he's just, so he's got to hold it because the barrage is actually pushing him back. Is Beelzebub focusing entirely on defense? And there's Edison. Tesla, what a gamble. And all the people going nuts. Unstoppable. Tesla's continuous punches and advances leaves no room to breathe. It doesn't stop. Nikola Tesla's advance is unstoppable. So the whole wall meets an unstoppable force thing. All right. Is Tesla planning to directly smash through Beelzebub's shield? And there's Adamus up there. I mean, that seems to be the plan. Adamus says, there's no way that a continuous barrage can go on forever. That being said, if the shield gets, it's a gamble. It's what gives out first, his continuous barrage, or does he break through the shield first? That's literally what. All right. Soon enough, when Tesla's strength runs out and it stops, he'll be devoured by Beelzebub, and that will be the end. Pretty cocky for a dude who got killed by his own brother and hasn't even fought in one of these, but okay. And just said, you must really be betting on Beelzebub. Eh? Even Beelzebub with that body is the same as Tesla. he won't be able to keep vibrating and defending forever. Yeah, and we see him struggling, hence why he's bracing himself, because he's actually losing ground in a way. Damn, alright. And just looks at Zeus, watches the fight. Don't you lose, Beelzebub. If you die here, I'll kill you myself. Okay, the classic. If you die, I'll kill you for that. We're doing that. We're doing that. Okay, I mean, fair enough. Let's see. Go for it, Tesla. Do your best. Just a little more. You can still win. And then they're just going to keep going. And Brunhilde on the edge of her seat like, oh, let's go, bitches. Hang in there, Tesla. Endure, Beelzebub. If the human bastard runs out of power, it's your victory. And boom, 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 boom. Block, block, block. Boom, 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 boom. Jesus. And Loki is getting into it. This battle is hot, hot, hot. I'm getting hot, hot, hot. I'm getting hot, hot, hot. And Nicola, such a beautiful radiance. Okay, and there we got the titties. Chapter's already pretty good, and now it just got better. Because the titties are here. And then, boom, we got a showdown, like a symmetry battle. The spear of the strongest scientist in human history. Or the shield of the strongest god of the underworld. Okay. Do you really have to, like, keep adding salt to the wound that is Hades fans like myself? Do we gotta keep cutting ourselves open and just... Big thing of salt. Oh yeah, rub it in there. Just rub it in that cut. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. Will it be destroyed or repelled? The clash of wills between gods and humanity sparks. And that's 13 pages. Let's double check the chat. We have 13 people in here and 9 likes. So close to the double digits. I appreciate the 9 likes, people, but let's pump those numbers up. Let's catch up with the chat so we don't get so far behind like we usually do. Let's see. Let's see. Joseph said, I'm just wondering, since round 7 isn't perfect, they could try and change it for the better in the anime. Oh, I already read that. Joseph said, I wish I could be beside you now, Mother, to bring you the glass of water. All these years I have spent in the service of mankind brought me nothing but insults and humiliation. That was apparently Nikola Tesla's last letter to his mom. I mean, at the end of the day, that is what happens, right? People end up regretting, like, sometimes, you know, we go through those things. It's like, I've spent all this time, and for what? For what? Like, because the love of the people is a very fleeting thing. You could do no wrong for decades, and then make one fuck up, and now you're the biggest loser in history. You know? And not in a cool Kojiro Sasaki type of way, you know? So... yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that pain. His genius was beyond... it was undeserved. We didn't deserve Tesla's brilliance at the time. And clearly it did go unappreciated. For a number of years. Tangola said, yeah, I'm on the same train as you. Jack is Jack. I don't know what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, fuck that spin-off shit. I'm not reading that. Ivan said, Nikola Tesla must have had it really rough in his life. I believe he did, and also, I'm of the impression that if someone is a genius, and like a literal genius, not this fucking joke of a Vegapunk type of genius in One Piece, but a literal, Tesla was a man of the future in an era that he should not have been that smart. But he was. He was that goddamn brilliant that maybe he was a little nuts in different aspects. You know, the whole, he fell in love with a pigeon and stuff, and he couldn't connect to humanity. I think that to be truly great at something, to be the best, sometimes something else is lacking. When you have that much raw talent or ability or whatever you want to call it, I think that sort of when someone's born with literally that level, something else had to gain. Almost like when you're starting an RPG character. If you could hack the game and start with 99 strength, but then you got no more attribute points to spend and your other stats sort of suffer in some way, you know, it's like, it's great that you're 99 strength at the beginning of the game, but you have no dexterity, you have no intelligence, no wisdom, no constitution, no charisma, none of these basic, not even the basic like 6 to 8 points in these stats. it's sort of a trade-off thing, and I firmly believe that, because if you go back in history and you see anybody with like just a stupid amount of intelligence or talent or what we consider like prodigies or geniuses, there's something in their life that seems a little fucked up, and we're like, okay, so he was a little crazy near the end of his life. Well, maybe he always was, and he just hit it well, you know what I mean? So I've always been of that impression that Tesla was harmless in that regard, but yeah, he might not have been able to connect to humanity, and his brain was a double-edged sword to him. He was a genius, but he was also cursed with, not as a result, not being able to see past certain things or connect to humans and that kind of stuff. So in some ways, it could be kind of sad. Very lonely. It's lonely at the top, as they say, right? So I'm of the firm belief of that. Luann is in here and says, Jack the Ripper was definitely written as the real Jack during R4's publication. Absolutely. So anyone that tries telling me the spinoff is canon can shut up. Yeah. See, I haven't met anybody who's told me, like, no, he's not really Jack. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You got rid of... That ruins Heracles' entire message, and it's just not good for the story. So fuck that. No, I'm not doing it. Caden said most of the gods that talk mess about Beelzebub could get dog walked by him, including Zeus's brother, the bug one. Indeed, I agree. Chilled said Tesla trying to be a JoJo character. I guess so. Ora, right? I can't do it that fast. I tried one time. It's like the amount, like that's some voice actor talent, because I just can't do it. It's like, all right, you start out and then you gotta keep punching, but you gotta say it really fast. Like, fuck, I'm just making gibberish at that point, and I'm sweating. It's like, god damn, how do these actors do that all the time in a phone booth? Like, Jesus. Or I guess a sound booth, whatever. Phone booth, yeah. Well, I mean, technically, it's basically like a phone booth, but yeah. Caden said, I know whenever Apollo enters the tournament, he is most likely going to win his round, because this manga has been cheating the Greek gods out of the W's in some of the fights. Yeah, I can kind of see it. And thank you very much, guys, for 15 viewers and 12 likes. If we could even out those numbers, that'd be fantastic. Chilled said, it's pretty pog. Yep. Oh, damn. See, this is why I got to catch up to this shit, because holy crap. Realist Medel's in here. Hey, Realist said, Greek gods need some more respect. They really do. I like the Greek gods. Some of my favorite pantheons. Miss said, yeah, it was Kengan with Okubo's 8 golden seconds. That's it. Not Rahito's evolution, which technically sort of the same idea, but just reached in a different way, yeah. Kane said, basically Beelzebub's shield has a limit to it, and Zeus himself says that Beelzebub has a limit to what he can take with the shield. Yeah, like, it's not indefinite. It's just like the barrage can't last forever, that shield can't stay up forever. Chilled said, let Tesla cook. Let's let him cook. Leonidas Pendragon's in here saying, hello, Griever. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Enjoying the chapter. Enjoying the stream. Hope you are too. Miss said, well, he's the strongest now since Hades is dead. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We ain't going to take that line sitting down. Chilled said, Miss gets it. Yeah, he does. Caden said the reason why they call him the strongest god of the underworld is because Hades is already dead. Yeah, that's the headcanon we're all gonna go with, right? That's the headcanon we're all using as Hades fans. Hey, I'm here for that headcanon. I'm good with it. Chilled said it's probably the case, but still, the way it was written, it's like, bitches. Chilled said Biel simply is like that because Hades is gone. Yep. Joseph said, so I've recently discovered a big contradiction in the finale episode of Record of Ragnarok Season 1 that greatly contradicts his future events in the manga, which I fear could lead to something bad. As we all know, when Poseidon died and vanished, his trident stayed, which leads his servants to giving it to Hades. But in the anime, when Poseidon vanished, so did his trident. So what's going to happen? I don't know. They'll probably just say, oh yeah, this is his spare trident. I don't know. It's his spare one. He had more than one. That's what they'll probably do. Or they just won't acknowledge it. They'll just do it and pretend it didn't happen. Joseph said, but also, does anyone know if this has happened before with other animes? Oh yeah, inconsistencies, plot holes. They happen in movies and all the time, man. We're good. 17 people in here, 13 likes. I'm liking the numbers, just wish they were, I like the same numbers on both sides of the coin. Kane said, I do want to say we don't know how strong Anubis is going to be. For all we know, he could dog walk Beelzebub. Yeah, that's true. He's a god of the underworld too. What the hell? Joseph said, well, it's probably just a mistranslation because horny council may be good, but they're not perfect. Maybe. No idea. I find it funny that they call themselves horny council. Just comes out of nowhere. It's funny. Laughing is in here. Hello, Laughing said, hope we will see Anubis against Rasputin in the next round. That's my matchup. It's a lot of people's matchup. I'm hoping for it. Caden, message retracted. Laughing said, true that. Maybe Simon, Apollo. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Sniper fight between those two. Leonidas versus Odin. That's another one. Caden said, I don't think we'll see that fight because 3 underworld gods fighting back-to-back will be kind of lackluster. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the next one, but we'll have to wait and see. Caden said the next fight is probably going to be Apollo versus the White Death. Yeah, I can see that. And a lot of people have been hyping up Simon for a while, and we haven't seen Apollo yet, so I can see that. Ivan said, we got a message deleted from Lil Mosey. Probably just a spoiler or something. Ivan said, I just came back from Reddit where a lot of people did bets. Some are okay and some are odd. All right. Caden said, or can be Loki versus the samurai dude. I forgot his name. Okita. Yeah, that's another one. I could see that one happening next. I really could. Because we haven't had a Norse god since round 1. And we haven't had... and it's been a while since a Japanese dude's been fighting, right? We had a Chinese guy. Right now we got a European. Yeah. I think Okita will fight Susano. Nah, said Laughing. I don't know, because I think that they set it up pretty good with that extra scene in the season 2 of the anime. They set that up pretty good, and whoa, head rush. Oh, I hate that. A little bit of vertigo going on here. Holy fuck. But, I mean, that could be to subvert expectations, too, so we don't know. I think Okita will fight Susano. Mufkat, I can't say that name, I'm sorry. Do you think the fight will end this round? Maybe at the pace it's going. It seems like the final clash is about to happen. Caden said maybe that would be a good fight, too. The realist Medell says, well, Apollo is Zeus's favorite son. Is he really? I thought that was Athena. Well, Athena is a woman, so maybe. Miss said, be gone, self-promo bot. Oh, that's what it was. Joseph said, Tesla's mind was so great that he understood things faster than others and could imagine his invention in such a detailed way that he even knew where the screws are. See, he was just a genius. Joseph said, so I think that if he looked at the notes of Isaac Newton, Einstein, and other scientists, he can understand them far better than them. Probably. Yeah, because he really was the smartest guy of the last century, easy or better. Realist Vidal said Simo might fight with the dog like this one guy in another tournament fighting a manga called Tokyo Duel. Oh, maybe. Because didn't he have a dog companion or something like that? Snipers usually do. Anyways, Schultz said, damn, you good, man? I think so. It was like a weird head rush there while I was reading the chat, and I'm just like, okay, let's shut my eyes and get away from the screen for a second. Like, that's weird. Maybe I'm dehydrated. Yeah, that might be it. I had 2 coffees today, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's a bit of a caffeine thing. I don't normally... I'm used to tea, but sometimes coffee... This is why I don't drink coffee. Coffee makes me a little So, I had 2 today. So, yeah, maybe that's it. Anyways, we'll continue the chapter first, and then I'll go grab some water or something, because this certainly ain't helping dehydration, if that's the case. So, let's see. Jumping back to it, page 14. Because we could just stay in the chat all day and never get through this. So, Tesla's going forth. He's going for it. And he's charged up. He's laughing, having a great time. See, science and God are evenly matched. Our trial and error were not in vain. Triumph, Tesla, and prove it. Prove the pride of human science is absolute. Well, there is an argument to be said that, and throughout history, this has been proven. Now, whether it'll prove everything eventually, who knows? But basically, religion and faith and the supernatural, the paranormal, all that stuff are simply things that can't be explained by human science yet. But everything has an explanation somewhere. And science eventually could reach a point where it could explain everything that's ever happened. No matter how far-fetched. But like when people say they saw ghosts or angels, or people say the door keeps closing with no wind and nothing in the house, and this, that, and the other thing. I mean, because thousands of years ago, remember, when something couldn't be explained, they said it was a god, right? They said, oh, the crops are bad this year because we've angered the rain god or the, the god of harvest or whatever like that. So they would pray and things like that, right? Because they didn't understand the science at the time. Science keeps advancing these fields of study. Witches were burned at the stake because, that can't be understood. So everything is usually blamed on the supernatural or the paranormal, or explained away by a religion because science hasn't caught up to explain it yet. And usually when it does explain it, people are stoned to death back in history for suggesting that it's not a god. So this is the age-old argument. Is it divine or is it science? That just hasn't reached the explanation yet. So let's see. So class reaching even the gods. We get Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. Beelzebub, holding on strong, who cuts away at his own body to seize victory. Humanity's only magician, Nikola Tesla, who seeks to surpass God through science. Who will reach their limit first? As I said, I think Beelzebub has to win, both narratively, for the sake of the next round, for the sake of this round, for the sake of the overall plot, the sake of the characters. Because once again, Beelzebub can learn something from this. Tesla won't. Tesla's already the completed character arc, you know what I mean? So, and he's fizzling out. All his electricity is gone, and Nikola's coughing up blood. Nikola Tesla. Is the damage caused by that false god move? False god move? It's called chaos, wasn't it? When was it called false god? But anyways, is this the damage caused by the false god move? The characteristic of its vibration. It seems that the inside of my body has been significantly damaged. The shock waves that canceled each other out are a byproduct. From the moment I touched that spherical vibration, I must have been affected by the vibration itself. Just as I thought. This is interesting. Alright, he's going to go for it anyways, of course. So he rushes forward still. He's going for it. Beelzebub about to struggle. It's Skull Staff. It's Skull of Corruption up against his fist. And, Beelzebub seemed to be able to go on the offensive with that because he hit it and deflected the fist this time. He's not just taking it from the shield. The barrage has stopped. Everyone's noticing, this is bad. And he's backtracking. Beelzebub powering up, catching up. It's over. It's over. Here comes Divine Blade. Escanor. Let's see it. It's over. Tessa falling. Time has drowned. What does that mean? He's smiling. Beelzebub is shocked by this. Is he stopped? Or not? Does he keep going forward? Tesla has his hand on the ground as he falls. He electrifies it. To plasma pulse punch jet. So he used the impact to boom, jettison himself forward so he could strike. Goes forth. Sorath Samkel, the gates of hell attack. And thank you, God. Look at that beaming smile. This is a beautiful shot, guys. Page 22. What a beautiful shot here. Bing. And I'm really sure that at this point, I think the round is definitely going to end. Because we're 22 pages into a 46-page chapter. And it looks like this is like the final clash. So I think the round really will end at this point. But let's see. This is just really nice. The shading and everything's really nice. And the big boom, Thank you, God. Science has now, boom, boom, the whirling of the Tesla coil, evolved. And, shit. And there goes the arm. There goes the arm. The Tesla coil finally gave out, and he just punched with a regular arm and just shredded it. Shock. Everyone's shocked. Hermes Ares. Ares is always shocked. Except for Odin. Odin's like never shocked. Adamus, Zeus, Loki, Saskia, Tesla, Beelzebub. What? That's a cool shot too of just the blood spatter up against his shield and just the shock behind it. His arm, it's gone. And he charges forth anyway, and he's like, fuck it, football tackle with the shoulder then. Slams in. Oh, and he's pulling off. He's still got enough force in his fist, in his other fist, to strike back. It looks almost like the fist is, wait a minute, it's appearing behind Beelzebub, behind the shield. He sacrificed this arm. What is going on? He's charging it up to literally make another arm, and it's going to punch him from behind. What? Is that what is happening here? Beelzebub, It's his... So it is his other arm. He literally sacrificed the arm to change... I don't know what the fuck is happening. It's cool, but I have no... So, the arm he literally shredded and sacrificed, he's actually charged it up to get in behind with the, like, with the lightning, using the, like, the path of the lightning to charge behind to punch him in the back of the head. Yeah, because it's this arm. No, it's... Which fist is it? Okay, I think that fist is... Is that fist drawn wrong? No, it's this one. That's the one he punched with. Yeah, so it is that missing one. What kind of guy is he? Zeus is shocked. Uh-oh. Only his right arm was teleported in an instant right behind Beelzebub. Holy shit. From behind, a right fist. At the same time, a left fist approaches from the front. So he's got to... so he sacrificed this arm to punch from this direction and also keep up the barrage. Let's see what happens. In other words, Plasma Pulse Punch X-Cross. The PPPX. An avoidable pincer attack. And they're both screaming. What's going to happen? Wait, what's he doing? He's punching forth. Alright, so by the looks of it, Beelzebub took the skull, blocked the one coming in from behind, and is now striking against to try to, like, almost deflect the full blow of Tesla's punch. Damn. Taking heavy damage, and boom, there goes the arm. Boom, there goes the staff. And shock and shock. They both stand still. Oh, he got him with a 2-finger. He got him with the... This is my ultimate technique. I learned it in sex ed. Whew. And boom, he found the hole. Well, he didn't actually find it. He made one for himself. I mean... And he got Tesla at the very end. I don't know if it's cool that he dodged that at point blank range in time, that he dodged both hits. Managed to block the punch from behind while also steering clear at point blank range. That's a little nutty because it was all point blank range shit. It caught him unawares. His reaction time's a little nutty for me, but alright. And boom. Shock by all. And Tesla, boom, blood, no arm left, blood out the back. Nice shot, and he stands tall. Beelzebub, just looking on. Okay, they're at the standstill, so he's just standing there with his finger still in Tesla's hole. I'm sure he always wanted to be there. And then there goes the final Tesla coil in the front. And boom, he's huffing. You noticed, didn't you? Beelzebub, And his arm is shaking. Let's see. What did he notice? So, he raises up, to slick back his hair like a boss while he's got this man's fingers inside of his newly made hole. He just like, whew, well, you noticed. Oh, man, I thought it was a good plan, but I guess I was naive. Beelzebub, You were one step ahead, it seems. What, did he notice the pincer attack was coming? Beelzebub said, no, I just trusted you. Someone like you wouldn't just challenge me to a mere power struggle. Of that, there is no doubt. Fair enough, because I could see an argument if that had won. People would have been like, so all of his, like, Tesla cage and this, that, and the other thing, really, this, and we're going to end it with brute fucking force, meathead striking. It doesn't really match completely with Tesla's thing, so the fact that Beelzebub believed that it was more of a bluff for something else fits Tesla's character, fits Beelzebub's character. That's actually a good reason as to why he almost expected the pincer attack. He wasn't sure when it was going to come, but he knew something was coming. Hence why he was able to dodge it. That's actually a good explanation. I like that. Wouldn't just challenge me to a mere power struggle. Of that there is no doubt. It's an honor, says Tesla. Honor spelled wrong, of course. And then he rips his fingers out of Tesla's hole. Cough, cough. Nikola, says his brother. And then stomp, stomp. And what's the final words going to be? So what's gonna happen? So Beelzebub is walking away. He's just walking away from him. And everyone's shocked what's going on. So Tesla's just standing there by himself while Beelzebub walks away. And of course he's gonna have a good last word. Tesla's gonna have a last word. Humanity. Raise your heads. All right. He gonna be a boss about this? He gonna be a boss? Through this fight, we have evolved once again. As long as we don't give up. In science, in humanity, Ragnarok will never come. As he starts to fade away. Okay, Tesla was a pretty big boss. This was expected, though, as I said, this was expected. Because now round 9 can be up in the air. Anyone can win. Had Tesla won, round 9 was definitely a W for the gods. So in a way, they could keep pushing the issue. They could have had Tesla win. Because narratively, Tesla, you could make that assumption like Beelzebub was going to win this fight. Just like I bet Shiva was going to win round 5. It just narratively is the only option to keep the manga interesting, to keep the next round from being up in the air. So you could argue that round 8 and 5 were predictable as a result of who was going to win, but this means it keeps the unpredictability for the following rounds. So, yep, Tesla did lose. Round 8 was pretty solid, though. Round 8 was pretty fucking solid. I like the ending. There's not, as I said, chaos and disappointment. No real bullshittery going on here. You know, round 8 was definitely solid. Round 8 was pretty fucking good. And here we have, of course, the Volend letting go. Sister Gondel! And, yep, Tesla and her share a smile. Nikola. Humanity, look forward. Humanity, don't stop. Humanity! Humanity! As he shatters away. Humanity, advance forward. Damn. And then we see Hollick being very upset at the TV. The samurai are solemn. Humanity cheers and cries at the same time. The winner of Ragnarok Round 8 is the Lord of the Flies, Beelzebub. Beelzebub picks up the skull of corruption. Hades' son, once again, you got in the way. Nikola Tesla versus Beelzebub. Match time 18 minutes, 6 seconds. Deciding move, Satan's Horns. Winner, Beelzebub. Well, damn, man. That was, not... I got no problem with the chapter. I got no problem with the way the fight ended. It's all good, man. This is all good. Oh. Man, I'm going to have to lay down after I do this. Jesus. Got that big woof. Got to drink some water and get on with it. But all right, let's get back up with the chat now that we're caught up. Let's see. So, BD Manga's in here and says Simon needs that John Wick aim with an attack dog. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. Chilled said Simon gonna get that dog pulling up like Lubu's horse appearing mid-match. Maybe. Ivan said, anyone else have any thought on Kentucky task by Buddha to find Siegfried? Fuck, your guess is as good as mine, man. Laughing says, hope he will do better than Lubu. I mean, I think round 1 is underappreciated, but I like Lubu and Thor. Joseph said, but what I don't understand is why Neil deGrasse Tyson tries to say that Nikola Tesla is overhyped and not a great scientist. He does? Well, he invented my entire job, along with a lot of people's jobs. He invented the job of being an electrician. There's no ands, if, or buts. As far as all electricians are concerned, he's our godfather of electricity. So without him, yeah, I don't know why. He's literally created the common electricity. None of us would be talking right now. He created telecommunications. He created the building blocks for what electrical power is today. Your lights, your heat, your oven, all that bullshit, your Wi-Fi, and all the technological advances. He laid the groundwork and the blueprints to get it going as humanity advanced. So I don't know how he's not fantastic. I didn't know that he said that. I usually have respect for Neil deGrasse Tyson, but he's flat out wrong if he did say that. Kane said, in all honesty, Lubu could have lasted away longer in the fight if he would have dodged that one attack. True, but they were meatheads. It was a meathead fight. Laughing said, exactly. Don't say he could win, but he could have had some better chances. Probably. Kane said, the only thing I really don't like about round 1 is the final clash between the two. I think Thor should have gotten an injury, at least from that attack. Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I think Thor should have taken a little bit of damage, maybe, but thank you very much, guys, for the 13 likes. I appreciate it. Chilled said, because Joseph, Neil just wishes he could be that guy when really it's Tesla. Maybe so. Lavi said, well, he got a cut, so I guess that counts. I mean, yeah. Caden said, Tesla is a true genius. The other dude that copied him was just a wannabe genius, and he was in the interest of the corporations, not the enhancement of mankind. Yeah, there's a lot involving that shit. Joseph said, if there was a tournament like Ragnarok, but for the evil of humanity versus the good of humanity, I would have Nikola Tesla versus Joseph Mengele. I don't know who that is offhand, but sure. Joseph said, what about the rest of you guys? Who would you have fighting a tournament and pits the good and evil of humanity? I guess you'd have like guys like Napoleon and Genghis Khan, Trump. Yeah. If you're looking for evil guys. Caden said King Arthur's versus Vlad the Impaler. There's a good one. That's a pretty good one. Chilled said, this is amazing. Laughing said, that would be a good match, but I would have to go with Vlad since I'm from Romania. I mean, as an Englishman, technically King Arthur comes from France history, even though the British sort of took it. Same way the Romans took Greek mythology and renamed it. But hence why everybody calls him Hercules, even though it's Heracles. Because the Romans, when they took over, they changed all to their pronunciation and their names for things. Mars is Ares, Jupiter is, Neptune is Poseidon, Jupiter is, I believe, Zeus, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And Heracles, the two spellings and the pronunciations are just as different. So that's why it's, Pythagoras is actually incorrect. It's Pythagoras. Pythagoras being the Greek name. The Roman name is Pythagoras, even though he was born Greek, and hence, so it's more you know. Beanie Manga said Tesla's pincer punch is Chadley. It was pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. I don't know how it worked, but it was cool. He teleported, he shredded his arm to teleport it for a last minute punch. Caden said, Odo was kind of surprised with Buddha switching sides. Yeah, that's true. He was. Chilled said he used the Super Tesla coil to teleport the arm. Oh, I suppose that's what he did. Still, like, what? It's cool. Caden said he used the teleportation on just one of his arms, severing it from his body to try to deliver an attack from both sides. Yeah, look, it was pretty cool. Joseph said, okay, but I wouldn't say Vlad was completely evil, since he did all those things in order to protect his country. In fact, I'd say Vlad would pull a Buddha. Yeah, see, Vlad wasn't fully evil. I mean, in a sense, like, if you just don't attack the man, then, you know. I mean, he definitely wasn't a good person, but... Tengola said that arm move may not be effective, but damn, it has to be the most metal thing I've seen in this manga. It was pretty fucking cool. It was sick. I had to stop and think about what the fuck was happening. Kane said, going with that logic, most people throughout history wouldn't be evil then. Because a lot of people did evil things to protect the people they care about. Exactly. Evil is a relative term in that regard. You know, I would say like warmongering, for example, would sort of put you there. Technically, to a degree, like Genghis Khan's evil, but so would Alexander the Great be. You know, usually Alexander the Great is looked on as, hence his fucking epithet, the Great, is usually looked on with a favorable light, even though his thing was conquest, right? He was the embodiment of conquest. So, yeah, there's things like that. So it's an interesting discussion, of course. The realist Medell says, yeah, Vlad did evil things to protect his country, and even the Pope at the time was praising him. Yeah. Well, the church is the most evil fucking institution in human history, and it has the balls to say what's right and wrong. Man, there's more blood in the Bible. There's more that the Bible and the church is responsible for more death and destruction in this fucking world than almost any other religion. Or any institution, period. Even if you want to argue that that's not the case, that it's another religion, then let's just say religion in general is the most responsible for I mean, that's just not an avoidable. It is avoidable if everyone stopped fucking believing in make-believe, but, you know, is what it is. Laughing said, the thing is, most of us see Vlad as a good leader, if not the best Romanian had. So yeah, it would depend from the point of view you see the fight. Exactly. If people are attacking your country, coming into your house and attacking you, and you fucking slaughter the fuck out of them and hang them from your fucking front yard tree and be like, this is what happens when you come into my fucking house and tell me what to do. That would look on as evil to the fucking people who were planning to do it again. And like, oh my god, what an evil tyrant, what an evil person. But it's like, to the people that were living in my house, they're like, oh my god, thank you for saving our lives and our women from being raped and our children from being stolen, you know? So, it depends on the position you're in, you know? Once war breaks out, nobody's right anymore. You know what I mean? That's the thing. In the end of the day, if you really want to look at it in a more general sense, once a battle starts, who's right and who's wrong is irrelevant because, you know, yeah. It's hard to be right in a war. It's hard. And I mean, even you can make the argument like, I'm like, yeah, killing Nazis, fan-fucking-tastic idea. But some members took that shit too far and they attacked Germans who were not Nazis. See, therein lied the problem. And people belittled the German people for a long-ass time who weren't Nazis, who never did anything wrong, and they were brutalized and stuff. So here we lie the rub. The idea that say, yep, all Nazis are evil and we should kill them all, some, it was a small percentage, don't believe all the crazy stories out there, but some were forced, conscripted into it. And they did no different than a foot soldier of America did. They're told to go fight in Korea. Korea was a joke that we had no... And Vietnam were things that we had no business being in those countries. Are you going to fault them for fighting? Are you going to fault for being in the military, being drafted and conscripted and doing what they're told? You know? So... you know... You can always look at anything. It's very easy to, you know, most things when it comes to that are very gray matter. As a general rule, I'm still okay with killing Nazis, but at the end of the day, you know, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Whatever. Fuck the Nazis. But yeah. There's still always going to be situations, even with that blanket statement, that are, yeah. Chilled said, BL made a hole because any existing one wasn't good enough. I guess so. Caden said, for Vlad in particular, he was a decent leader to his people, but to anybody else across him, he was the devil for obvious reasons. Exactly. He was just strong. Joseph said, okay, to all hole jokes. Pause, guys. Just pause. Nah, they're too good. Ivan said, Tesla just really chill with his defeat. Yeah, he was just like, hey, man, I had a great fucking time. Kane said, Tesla went out like a G, but I think besides plot reasons, it was hinted that he will lose whenever you have a big smile on your face and narrators talk about you and the pretense. Seems to be the case. The ones enjoying the fight the most seem to be the ones that end up losing. Caden said, technically Tesla is the smallest donut we've seen, unlike Ace, who had a giant one in his chest. Caden said, and at least Beelzebub let Tesla say his final words, unlike other gods who have just cut their heads off. Yeah, that's true. Norman the Cat said, hello. Hello, Norman. Norman said, I just joined. Awesome. Wait, what? Oh. Shit, oh, damn, I'm missing this shit. I hate when the chat keeps bumping. Norman said, hello, hello. Hello, Norman. Chilled said, Tesla got cooked. Little bit, but we let him cook. Miss said, not really anything bad about this round, just a few things that could have been better. Exactly. Really good overall. I would say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 round, really fucking good. Caden said, I like how the end of this fight, Beelzebub gains respect for Tesla, and Tesla always had respect for Beelzebub. Indeed. Once again, the growth of the character matters. Tesla always respected everything. Like, he was already a completed character at the start of the round. And Beelzebub is still going through some shit, but his character arc isn't over yet. At least I don't think it is. Joseph said, okay, if next round is Okita versus Loki, I'm good with it. I hope Loki shapeshifts into Heracles to piss off Brunhilde or Jack, and Okita defeats him. Yeah, see, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping him transform into Heracles and really piss off some bitches. Kane said, I'll probably give this round a 7.5 out of 10. Fair ranking. I gave it an 8. Dio said, round 8 is my top 4. Yeah, it might be in mine. I'd have to think about it. Overall, glad Ragnarok also stepped up their game and did stuff we didn't see before in other rounds. Yes, this is really good. Chilled said, Koji owes me his damn lungs for this round. There you go. I don't know why he'd want his lungs, but it is what it is. Norman says, hello, 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 hello. How are you? Miss said, it's a statement about the quality when you can be happy with how a fight ended despite the guy you were rooting for losing. Yeah, exactly. And I don't really like Beelzebub. We've spent way too much time on this character. Way too many pages on this fucking emo. But at the end of the day, the suicidal little brat. But at the end of the day, Beelzebub's not as bad a character as he initially was, I believe. And I think he sort of grows on you. But after over 100 pages of fucking backstory, he better be well written. And he better be three-dimensional. Otherwise, you're just wasting 100 fucking pages, you know. So, I'm still not that impressed with him. And I wish Tesla would have won, but narratively, it works. It means round 9's back up in the air, boys. It's a good thing. And Misk is absolutely right. It's a statement to the quality. That's all it is. Kane said, I like how in this fight the gods want the only ones to be able to use outside power. For example, Tesla was able to use electricity. Joseph said, I gotta say, even though Tesla lost, this is a pretty awesome round. Luann had a message retracted. Kane said, any other fights Thor was able to use his lightning, Shiva was able to use his fire, etc. That's true. Dio said, only criticism I have of this round is Beelzebub's whole experiments thing never got explored or characterization. Not really, no. Not really, no. My criticism is the fucking chaos thing, but the man said, with that farewell, Tesla became a top 3 human for me. Fair enough. That's fair. Tingola said, so what are your overall thoughts on Tesla's fighting style? A lot of people are disappointed that the best thing humanity's greatest scientists could create was to make a mech suit that punches hard. He's Iron Man. Tesla is Tony Stark. I have no problem with this. The parallels are there. It makes sense that he would make a super mech suit strong enough to fight the gods. Tony Stark makes suits to fight superhumans and gods. Literally, to fight Thor and people like that. And made it to fight the Hulk and things that are beyond his ability. He made these suits with that capacity to be able to at least hold them off or give himself a fighting chance. And then his use of electricity. He's the OG electrician. He's the first real bona fide electrician. He invented the goddamn shit. So, him using electricity and using a mech suit and all that stuff is totally within Tesla. Like, what did people expect? Him to drive up in an Elon Musk car? Like, I don't know. I'm good with it. Like, did people expect him to be my Yuri with, like, test tubes? That wasn't Tesla. Just because he was one of the greatest scientists doesn't mean he was a chemist. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Could they have done a little bit more with it? Sure. There's probably room for improvement, but I had no problem with it. Kane said, basically, Tesla reminds me of a fusion between Adam and Heracles on how he went out. A little bit. Having a little bit of their angle going, and it was nice. Kane said, if I'm not mistaken, this isn't the second longest fight. Isn't this the second longest fight after Heracles and Jack the Ripper? It might be. I don't know about page numbers. Joseph said, Joseph Mengele was a Nazi scientist who committed the worst crimes and experiments in history. Oh, yeah, then fuck that guy. Joseph said he was even nicknamed the Angel of Death. Well, that's fucking awful. Kane said Tesla's suit did more than just punch hard, and it was able to make him teleport and truly control the area with the God Cage. Yeah, see, I was fine with it. It was good. Luann said, I like Tesla's fighting. It struck a good balance between Tesla being the smartest guy ever and him not actually being in a fight like this in his entire life. See, I'm all good with you're all right. You're all right. I think we're all agreeing on this point. Tesla's fighting style is cool. Norman said, hello again. I just joined. Smiley face. Hi, Norman. Joseph said, okay, but Alexander the Great wasn't tyrannical and was very inspirational to his soldiers. But once again, to the countries and places he was conquering, he's the worst, you know? You know, there's a lot of Russians who probably love Putin right now. Just roll down the street in the south of America. There's a lot of people who love Trump. I mean, you know, like you gotta look at it from both sides and be like, okay, yeah, these people might have support from their own people, but no shit, you know? But to the Ukrainians, Putin is literally the most evil thing they've had to deal with in the last, 100 years. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those. Dio said, also, to war, technically, whoever is the victor decides what's right. It is what it is. No, the winner of a war decides the history. Who was on the right side of history, not necessarily who was right. But it is what it is. Norman the Cat said, okay, gotta go. See ya. See ya. Miss said, just saw Inglourious Bastards for the first time the other day. Great movie about how cool it is to kill Nazis. Indeed, I love that movie. I saw it when it first came out, and I love that they changed the ending. I love that it was like, fuck history. We're just taking them out. I like it. Because most times you do something like that, it's, okay, you can't kill Hitler as a baby. It can't be done. We have time travel, but you can't do it because it fucks everything up. Or it's worse if we don't let him take over and all this shit. So I like that they straight up said, no, fuck that. Killing Hitler. Caden said, overseas religion in general has killed more people than anything else humanity has ever done. Yeah, religion in general just has. I mean, the witch's hammer's got to be the most. The Malleus Maleficarum was one of the bloodiest books. It killed millions of women for just having thoughts. Like, the church is a fucked up thing. Kane said, because almost every religion had a crusade of some point or another. Yep. They do, because my God is better than your God. Or my God's the real one and yours is fake. The Realist Bedell, top 4 for me. Fair enough. Joseph said, we never got to see more of Satan, so I doubt this is the last time we'll see Beelzebub. Once again, at this point, that's another disappointing thing. If Beelzebub, if Satan just ends up being that this man has literally schizophrenia, and they call it Satan, that's some weak sauce writing for me. That's a little weak. But it's just kind of silly to me. Maybe it's not weak writing, it's just really silly writing, and I'm like, really? That's what we're doing? It feels like a cop-out if that's the case. So, because we're all under the assumption that Satan's still real and out there and maybe possessing Beelzebub in some way, and he's not just fucking crazy. You know? He's a schizophrenic. He's got dual personality. You know? Cain said, I don't know if you remember, but at the end of the chapter, Beelzebub looked at Cain and said, Hades, save me again. What do you think that means? It means he got in... No, he means you got in the way again. Meaning, he was hoping Tesla would kill him. but with the staff, with the skull of corruption he was using, he managed to defeat Tesla, and without it implying that he wouldn't have. Joseph said, I can't believe I watched this whole stream in bed. Well, at least you were comfy. Miss said, also, he did a bit more than just punch. My guy had zero gravity, instant acceleration, and teleportation. Exactly. Dio said, Tesla and Beelzebub were great fighters because they used powers that weren't fully physically based, manipulating electricity and vibrations compared to every other round. These two stood out. They really did. They really did. Ivan said, I'm conflicted with the aspect of Satan. Either it was a waste of time or sort of solidified Beelzebub character. I'm sort of done. Listen, we've spent more time with Beelzebub than any other character in the series by page number. That's a fucking fact. So at this point, can we just forget about him for a while? Like, seriously. He's still not one of the top characters, regardless. Whether on the gods, humans, or just overall. He's not one of the best characters. So can we just fucking forget about him and move on? You know, like, because seriously, they've taken this long and still we don't have all the answers. Like, Caden said, am I the other one that wished that Tesla had his mustache? I mean, that would have been pretty cool. He had a good design, but I agree. That would have been nice. Dio said, Satan was more than just another side of Beelzebub. Jekyll and Hyde situation, which is fine. See, once again, Jekyll and Hyde, schizophrenia. That's all it is. He has multiple personality disorder. And that's what we're reducing Satan to. Is that Beelzebub just needs therapy. Or some pills. To fucking keep his dual personality under control. It's like, really? After over 100 pages of backstory, that's what we're putting Satan down to. Like, they don't have therapists in fucking heaven? Like, Jesus Christ. That I really don't like, and at this point, I just... whatever. Kane said, what I mean is how long the fight was. I think Heracles versus Jack was like 26 minutes long. Oh, I have no idea. I don't really pay attention to that. I read it once and forget about it. Luann said, he looked at the cane and said that Hades saved him. Gee, I wonder why. The cane is literally the reason he's alive. Yeah, exactly. Tangela said, but he got in the way again, you know. Saved me again, he got in the way. Tangela said, still, Record of Ragnarok characters really lacks when it comes to hacks. Gods feel like martial artists rather than divine beings, where they rely on their weapons instead of their own powers. Seems that way. Ivan said, no, you're not the only one who thinks of the Tesla mustache. There you go. Realist Vidal said, honestly, if round 7 and 8 switch results, Tesla winning will feel more impactful than Chin being a better king, and Hades would have put respect on the Greek god's name. I would have been fine with that, man. I still think Hades should have won. You know, so Joseph said, I just realized another thing that makes Tesla versus Mengele good. Tesla's a man who never got recognized for his brilliance, and Mengele is a Nazi who actually never faced justice for his crimes. There you go. Kane said, even if you do go back in time to kill Hitler, it wouldn't affect the timeline you came from. You make a whole new timeline, or Hitler doesn't exist, something else happens. That is if you believe in multiverse theory. There's different forms of time travel and different theories to prescribe to. You can follow the Terminator 1 version, Terminator 2 version, or multiverse theory. Those are the 3 versions of time travel I'm aware of. I think there's 4 now, but there's different versions. Like, no matter what, these things happen and you can't change them, even if you think you can, regardless of time travel. Things set in motion cannot be undone, and it's a linear timeline. Even you going back in time is part of the original timeline and never deviates. Then you have the split timeline theory, which is Terminator 2 style of doing things. Then you have multiverse theory, which is what you're talking about, which was done in like Marvel and that kind of shit. And in Dragon Ball Z, in fact, multiverse theory was done. The Tengola said, I would honestly swap the results of round 7 and 8. Humanity taking the lead with the help of science sounds better than your average shonen character winning to boost Chinese sales. Yeah, no shit, eh? Dio said, want Loki versus Okita next. We had Helheim's fighters for 3 rounds straight. Loki has shown more magic than other fighters before this round even started. Joseph said, before Tesla ever got revealed, I was hoping for him to have his mustache. Yeah, I guess we all were. Tangola said, I think Loki versus Nostradamus works better, but I can see that happening too. The reason Loki versus Okita is the one people are saying is because they're both small and stuff like that, but also they had that square off that was like really impactful and added as a filler scene in or part of a bigger scene, but it was added into the Record of Ragnarok Season 2, and they sort of squared off with each other, so that's sort of the reason people are now betting on that being the case. Because I saw a lot of Okita versus Susanoo before Season 2 came out, so yeah. BD Manga said Loki versus Nostradamus is also good. BD Manga, I'm fine with either. Yeah. Joseph said, I mean, it might just be a red herring for us to assume that they're, doing that. Joseph said, I think it would be cool to see Nostradamus versus Odin, a serious god versus a goofy human. Yeah. That would be an interesting fight. Caden said, if it does have multiple personality disorder, Satan is the alternate personality. What personality is way stronger than the main personality, given the fact that its body like Lucifer? He was nothing. Whoa, wait, what? Satan is the alternate personality. That personality is way stronger than the main personality, given the fact that its body Lucifer like he was nothing. Yeah, see, I just want to be done with Beelzebub at this point, please. Like, round 8 was fine. It was a good round, but can we be done with this guy? We spent way too much time on Beelzebub and never got an answer about Satan. So, left ambiguous to this day. Dio said, Loki vs. Okita is better because it will be abstract magic versus ground sword fighting, opposed to Susanoo vs. Okita, which is just a samurai match. Well, Susanoo could use magic, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to grab some water, guys, and then I will be right back. So we'll do a little intermission. We'll catch up with the rest of the chat once I get back, and then we'll probably end the stream. But thank you. But before I get back, thank you to everyone who liked the video. It seems we have like 15 likes now. That's really awesome. Really, really cool. And I really like this chapter. End of round 8. Big deal. Maybe I'll make a new ranking video, coming out later to basically say, hey, here's my new ranking now that round 8 is over and my predictions for round 9, etc., etc. So anyways, we will be right back once I rehydrate, and yeah, see you guys in a sec. Okay, I'm back, and hopefully this water helps. God damn, I'm still feeling the effects of that big bout. It was like, whoa. It's like, Jesus Christ, do I gotta lie down or something? Like, holy Christ. I don't know what the hell I don't really know what the hell... Like, I don't think you can get vertigo by just sitting here, but I think you have to be standing to get those dizzy spells, but maybe it's me staring at the screen, and the sunshine's coming through right now, as you guys can probably tell from the camera lighting. So maybe it's just looking at the screen, trying to read, and then the brightness, sort of like getting motion sickness almost from the brightness. Maybe it's that. I really need a set of blinds for here, but you can't buy... They made the right type of blinds for this window illegal as fuck, and I'm not buying those fucking IKEA pieces of shit. So, anyways. Okay, so let's see. Let's catch up with the chat here then. Let's see. Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Work was also trying to get a hold of me here. Where were we? Before I got my vertigo. It just felt like vertigo to me. I don't know. I don't think you can get vertigo sitting down, but I know you can get like dizzy spells from trying to read, and you can get like motion sickness from like trying to read in a car, for example. I do. So maybe it's that. Maybe I feel like I'm moving, like sea legs. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Maybe I'm dying. Let's see. Where were we? There we go. Tangola. We never had a good sword fight before, though. It might make a good round. Yeah, like seriously, that would make a good round. And we know that Loki fights with those weird chain things, so it would be a weapons fight at least, but it wouldn't be sword. So Joseph said, I see Loki versus Okita as a police officer versus a trickster. Yeah. Well, I mean, technically the Shinsengumi were police officers. They were just really brutal. Tangola said, I just hope Loki relies on his magic and not weapons. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. I would like to see more of his shape-shifting into different... It'd be cool if he shape-shifted and fought as different people, sort of like the copycat fighter. Brown Dio said, now please, reveal Anubis or Susanoo's design next. That would be cool. I'd like to see it. Joseph said, I want to see Rasputin's design. Yeah, me too. That'd be really cool. But once again, we're not going to get another underworld battle, so I don't think we're going to have another... It's the unkillable or the death, so I don't think Rasputin or Anubis is next, but wait and see. Laughing, he said, same here. Muafak, I sorry if I'm butchering your name there, said, what are your rankings after this round? Once again, I'll probably just make a video on that later on this week if I have the time, because I don't have the time, yeah. Sorry guys, it's just work. I left early. If that works for you, then... Yeah, I'll just bill it out as is. I don't care. I'll invoice people for fucking not being there. I don't give a fuck. No, I actually was there, but they just want me. It's the end of the fiscal year for the government is March 31st, so everyone wants all their invoices in, whether you're done a job yet or not. You still got to complete the job, but it's just like, can you do it? So anyways, some people go by the book. Other people are like, fuck it, you know. We know you're good for it, pretty much. But yeah, I'll probably make a separate video about that because I'd have to think about it, honestly. Kane said, how Record of Ragnarok is hyping up Nostradamus is like he's supposed to be the second strongest human after Adam because he destroyed a door that no one has ever done before and walked through it. That's true. Nostradamus seems to be... It'd be Odin versus Nostradamus that was brought up before. That's, yeah, not a bad idea. Kane said, and the only people that were allowed to walk to the Pacific door or the top gods. That's true. The specific door, yeah. The Pacific door. The realist Medell said, I hope for an animal head for Anubis. Me too. I want the head of the jackal fight. Let's go. Joseph said his rankings are round 4, 2, 8, 3, 1, 5, 6, 7. Not bad. Not bad choices. I think mine are a little shifted around. I got a new appreciation for round 5, so I want to keep it out of the bottom if I can. But we'll have to wait and see how I feel before I make the video. Not a bad list, though. Kane said, so if Nostradamus is not overpowered in this fight, I'm going to be so disappointed. Yeah, me too. I would be too, because they hyped his ass up as, like, he did the one thing that not only the top gods can do, and he did it and shouldn't have been able to. So, Joseph said, well, Nostradamus was hyped up as specifically the Joker card of humanity. That's true. Sorry, guys, work again. So let's see. Was hyped to specifically be the Joker card. Laughing said, I think he might lose that, making a 6-6 and leaving the rest for Leonidas. Maybe. Tangola said, as long as he's not another character whose fighting style is based on premonition like Buddha and Kojiro, I'm fine with it. Yeah. I like the idea. I really just want them to straight up make Okita Kenshin. That's what I want them to do. Just straight up. He's got Hiten Mitsurugi. I know they won't call it that, but just straight up give him. I got godlike speed. I've got Batu Jitsu, and I can draw a sword and sheath it faster than you can blink. I just want him to have Amakeru Ryo no Hirameki. Fucking done. You know, I'd be straight up if they just. I wouldn't even be mad. It'd be like, yep, this is Kenshin, done again. Don't care. Having Kenshin in here is awesome. You know? I'd be good with it. Tagola said, I'm hoping he has some busted powers like fate manipulation. I mean, yeah, that's true too. That's true too. I want stuff like that. Kane said, oh, I was talking about Okita, but whatever. But yeah, same idea. Yeah, fate manipulation, that'd be interesting. Or being able to just slightly make things happen the way they should. Like I want this to happen, so lucky. You know what I mean? Things seem to go his way when he wishes for them. Kane said, if Nostradamus is as strong as they are hyping up, he'd be all fairness, should have fought Zeus or Odin, so maybe Nostradamus will fight Odin. Everyone's saying Leonidas, but once again, remember why Brunhilde brought out Adam straight into round 2? Was trying to get an early W. Because remember, not that the manga is ever going to do this, but remember, 1st to 7 wins is over. 1st to 7. So, you know, it was the idea is pull out your strongest first. Maybe they'll throw Odin out in the next round. Maybe they'll throw Leonidas out in the next round, or Nostradamus. Who knows, right? Real Spadell said, I hope Rasputin has regenerative abilities. Me too. I want to be the unkillable man. Caden said, in my personal opinion, I think Nostradamus was supposed to fight Buddha if Buddha didn't switch sides. That actually makes sense. I like that one. I like that she would have put him out against one of the top gods. The Tangola said next round might be his time to shine. Brunhilde will likely use her when she needs to take the lead. Yeah. Tangola said, I doubt he'll be saved for the last round. Yeah, me too. I doubt it too. Caden said, I think humanity is still in the lead as of right now. Aren't they tied? Let's see. Gojiro won. Jack won. Buddha won. And Chin won. So that's 4 wins. Yeah. So it's 4-4 right now. Should be 4-4 if I'm doing that right. Tangola said they're tied, aren't they? Ivan said it's a tie. Yeah, they're tied, says Joseph. Yeah, they are tied. The Tangola said yeah, so he might very well fight next. And see, this is why, once again, it doesn't always matter, just so we're clear on why I said Tesla had to lose this fight, and I've been saying it the whole time. The reason being, it didn't matter that it was Beelzebub and Tesla. It mattered not the score, not the overall score, because you can easily have... Humanity can take a 2-win lead. There's nothing wrong with that. Humanity could absolutely take a 2-win lead over the gods. No problem. We started out with a 2-0, an 0-2, a 2-0 lead for the gods. But you're not going to have humanity win, 3 in a row. You're not going to have humanity win 4 in a row. So since round 6 was a humanity W and round 7 was a humanity W, if you made round 8 a humanity W, there's no fucking way that humanity would win 4 in a row. And that would ruin any tension for round 9. You automatically would know the gods would win. But now not only has the mold been broken with a god winning, so we've broken it up finally. We had a win for the gods, 2 wins for humanity, now a single win for the gods. Now not only is it tied up in the overall scheme of 4-4, so it's anybody's game, it's also we broke the streak. There's no 3-win streak anymore, you know, there's no hat trick anymore. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because it means round 9 is totally anybody's game. Unpredictable as fuck. Let's see. Yes, they might fight next. Joseph said, with how powerful Nostradamus is hyped, he can't fight someone as low as Loki. I'm still betting on the fact that they did that on purpose. They showcased us in the anime. They showcased us Okita versus Loki extra scenes that weren't in the manga to basically say, yep, these guys are fighting. These are the two who are going to fight. And I'd be good with it. Kane said, and the funny thing is when Kita scrolled up with Loki, he didn't have his Valkyrie spirit. That's the thing. The Shinsengumi showed up to fight gods with Buddha and Kojiro. They did not have Volans and were still like, let's fuck these bitches up. Can I kill them? It's like, that's awesome. Like, the balls on these dudes, you know? Tangola said, for all we know, Loki might be the dark horse of the tournament. Could be. You never know. Ivan said, Adam is meant to be a quick win or an ace when it shouldn't be in a long fight, where Nostradamus is a joker who brings well surprise in any event. There you go. Joseph said, what do you mean by dark horse? As in, people expect him to be an average fighter, whether he wins or loses. No one's expecting him to be the Michael Jordan of the tournament. And if he comes out from behind and ends up dominating his fight and his powers like holy shit, then it's like that's what a dark horse is. You know, when an average team, when you have a tournament bracket, you know, a 16 tournament, and someone just boom, 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 and ends up winning the whole thing or getting to the finals. When it's like, how did that fucking mediocre hockey team make it to the Stanley Cup goddamn finals? How did they manage to beat all these great teams? What the fuck just happened? So that's what they mean by a dark horse. Tangola said it's a term for competitors who make an unexpectedly good showing. Yeah, exactly. That was a better explanation. Joseph said, or maybe Nostradamus will fight someone who isn't even on the list. Remember, the roster's still uneven. That's true, too. Kane said, yeah, they are tied. Tangola said, yeah, Siegfried might join the roster. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Siegfried joins the roster. No, but here's the problem. Siegfried isn't supposed to join the roster. They need another god. Don't they? Yeah, no, they don't need another god. They need to take a human out. We don't need to add to the roster, boys. We need to get rid of someone from the humanity side. The gods even themselves out by pinch hitting Hades. But they lost Buddha, so they're still the same number. Humanity has one extra because Buddha fought on their side. So humanity has to forget a fighter. Which is why I'm saying someone's going to be murdered. A humanity fighter is going to be murdered before their round starts. Just to even out the numbers. I really doubt there is no reason for a human to switch over to the god side. And it would be like, really? We're doing Buddha again? Really? Like, oh, we had a traitor here, and to even out the numbers, we're doing the same thing again. You know, what a shock. So I don't like that theory that there's a human traitor. If it is, I would say it's Nostradamus. But I wouldn't like that, and I really think that there's going to be a murder subplot happening, and one of the fighters doesn't make it. That's what I'm going with. Yes, they are tied. Joseph said, Griever, do you think the odds are in Okita's favor to win? Because I hope he wins. I want Okita to win. I like the Shinsengumi. Caden said, actually, since Buddha switched sides, humanity has more fighters it can choose from because one of the fighters didn't have to fight. Exactly. Joseph said, but isn't Siegfried a human? He might be in this iteration. He might not be. Who knows? Caden said, does it mean he can join the roster because we have more fighters than we necessarily need at this point? He's probably going to be there if the gods try to fight us before the tournament ends. See, I'm under the impression we have an all-out fight. We're going to see Thor again, Kojiro, Jack. Everyone's going to fight again near the end of the manga. It's not going to come to maybe it'll be a battle royale instead of as a tiebreaker or something like that. Instead of fighting the 13th round. I don't know. Tangola said he might betray the humans, though. Maybe. Tangola said, I also doubt a human will be scrapped after being hyped up so much. I mean, see, that's the thing. You either make it lame, you literally do Buddha again, except humanity betrays, humanity instead of the other way around, instead of a god betraying the gods, You literally have to do Buddha again, or you have to figure out a way to eliminate, and I like the murder subplot idea. But once again, people might be disappointed if they lose out on a certain character fighting or something like that. So, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle it. I'll have to wait and see. Caden said, I highly doubt that since Buddha passively wants to speak with him. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Or specifically wants to speak with him. Yeah, he could, but he could be either or. We don't know. In the same way that Buddha is supposed to be Heracles was never a human. He was always a demigod, but they changed it in this manga. It's entirely possible they change it here. Joseph said, "Oh, come on, we can't have all the fighters revealed and never see one human never fight." As I said, they made up a god. Zirofuku doesn't exist. They made up a god to fight. We never actually saw Bishomonten fight, right? We didn't. I mean, Bishomonten literally turned into Zirofuku right away. So we never saw the 7 Lucky Gods fight. We never saw Bishomonten fight. We saw a completely OG god created for this manga fight. Instead. So you can make the argument that Bishomonten fans are, well, I was so hyped to see what they were going to do with Bishomonten, and this is what they do. See? Kane said, the only time I'll see a human betray mankind is if the gods promise to make them a god or something like that, which that's my only thing, is that they have shown that in the past, because look at Heracles, he was made into a god, Buddha was made into a god, though Buddha just walking, oh, my friend's dead, I'm going to his funeral, I'm very sad, boom, enlightenment. It's like, never liked that. That made no sense, but to make them a god or something like that, in all fairness, I can see Rasputin doing that. Well, we need to see what Rasputin's character is like in this interpretation first, I think. Joseph said, I certainly don't want to lose out on seeing one of the humans fight. Heck, maybe Kentoki won't fight because he's searching for Siegfried. Who knows? Who knows? It is what it is. Tengola said, watch Kentoki pull a Zoro and get lost in a search and miss out on the tournament, evening the numbers. See, maybe something like that. We don't need a murder plot. We need someone too busy or too preoccupied doing something else. Or maybe we get an off-screen in-between rounds fight. I don't know like how this would happen, but if you had like Odin and Zeus don't interrupt, and Okita and Loki already have their fight, and Okita, we still get to see them fight, but he ends up like injured or exhausted, and now he can't actually participate in the tournament while injured. Something like that. We injure him instead, but we still get to see him fight, and that's how we got the injury. Something like that. Joseph said, I don't want a human to die before we get to see them alive. Like, once again, I'm saying we can still see them, but as I said, they did it to Bishomonten and no one's bitching, so I'm saying they could do it to a human. Kane said, but for them to kill a human fighter before the round, it was there. It had to be a major fight. There's no way the top gods and the top humans would not notice a fight like that. Once again, yeah. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, guys. I'm not saying any of these ideas are good. I'm saying they got to do something. And doing a Buddha 2.0 with the reverse Uno card is shitty plot writing. So I don't want that. I'm just spitballing an alternative. Because doing Buddha again would be worse than any of my ideas. Yeah, we missed out on a fighter. We've already done that. We missed out on Bishomonten. And I don't hear anybody complaining. We didn't even miss out on Bishomonten and gain like Raw or somebody that's been really hyped up. We literally got a fucking character that does not exist. A god that doesn't exist. That was made specifically for this manga fight instead. So I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of people are hyped up to see some of these fighters, but like me, I could give sort of half less of a shit about some of them. So, you know, in the same way that there's not a whole lot of Bishomonten fans or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it out there. Never saw him fight. We can miss out on a human too. Not saying I want to be the one to pick him. I'm just saying. Tingola said, now that you mention it, an outside fight involving Kentoki and Siegfried does sound fire. Like, that's what I'm saying. What if they were fighting or something like that, and we got to see, and maybe it was quick. Like, all these rounds have gotten bigger, but what if it was the same size? What if it was like 4 or 5 chapters, like Lubu versus Thor? Still epic as fuck, but short-lived, powerhouses, and now Kentoki can't fight in the tournament. Because he was fighting Siegfried. There you go. Caden said, in all fairness, the lucky guys would have been dog-walked by Buddha, given the fact that they dog-walked the fusion of all of them. Oh, I know that, but I'm saying we still never got to see Bishamonten fight. And maybe people are pissed like, oh, you downplayed Bishamonten if they're big fans. I don't know. Muaf says, who would you be okay with missing out on? Me personally? I'd have to go down the list really quick. And goddamn, that I'm still suffering from that vertigo, man. Let's see. Humanity versus gods. Images. Where is it? Here's the list. Okay. I'd be good on missing out on... I would have been good with Chin, because I didn't care about him. I'd be good on missing out on Simone, because I don't really care about the White Death. I really don't. He's kind of cool, but like I didn't really know about him beforehand that much, so I know so many people are hyped about it, so I know they won't do that. But I'm saying that I wouldn't care if we saw him fight. Kintoki, same idea. I think him as Buddha's right hand agent sort of idea would be cooler. And as I said, he might do some off screen cool shit. Yeah. So probably one of those two. I still want to see Nostradamus fight. Because he's supposedly so powerful. And Okita's been here since the beginning. Once again, if we go back to my initial idea of maybe an off-screen fight or an outside the tournament fight, then I'm fine with any of these guys not actually participating in the main tournament as a result of fighting off-screen. You know? Or not off-screen, but outside the tournament, and we get to see it. Because I want to see Okita, Nostradamus, yep. Rasputin, I'm very interested in how they're going to handle that. And Leonidas, of course. Now, out of all of them, who I would have not really cared if we saw, would have been Chin, Simone, and probably Lu Bu. Though Lu Bu grew on me a lot with the anime. Those three from initially, before we even saw their designs and stuff, those would have been the three that I'm like, well, if you have to cut somebody, I would have cut one of those three. Or Raiden, actually. Raiden. I would have cut any of those four before knowing their characters, their design, their personality, their round, all that shit. I would have easily cut those four names. But going forward now, I wouldn't have cut Raiden. Maybe Lu Bu still would have been up there, but yeah, for me, Simone, maybe Kintoki, though I really like Kintoki's design. Yeah, and definitely Chin. So, yeah, he's the one I would cut, but I know they'd never cut him. They've already designed, there's already a design in Record of Ragnarok for him, and so many people love this fucking sniper dude. So many people love him, so. Tangola said, man, Bishamonten was robbed. Our only god of war gets kicked out of the tournament. I mean, seriously. Joseph said, I really want to see everyone and what their powers are. Once again, but they got to fix it somehow. If you've got a better fix for it, and once again, the worst thing they can do is make a humanity traitor. Because that is boring as fuck. We already did it with Buddha. Know what I'm saying? We already did it. So, yeah. Joseph said, technically, Bishamonten still fought, just in his true form. Yeah, but a totally OG form that has nothing to do with Bishamonten's Wikipedia page. You know what I'm saying? So, still doesn't really count. So, they got to do something. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, I have no sweet clue. Judge said, couldn't they just add another god? Yeah, but then you have 14 rounds. Then you can't have a tiebreaker. Then you need a tiebreaker. You have to have uneven numbers to win a tournament like this. It has to be 13. That means they have to add 3 fighters. You'd have to add a human and 2 gods. Or, wait. No, a god, 2 gods, and another human. 2 gods and another human would have to be added, because then you'd have to go to 15 rounds. can't have it out of 14 because if it ends up 7 and 7, and that's way too convenient. Like, Hermes, everyone will see the problem with that going forward. And if we're going to go off this stupid limb after Zeus and Shiva both fought their rounds of the gods believe themselves so superior, they'll never get 7 wins off of us after they already have 4. That would be the dumbest plot point for them to go, well, like, there's no conceivable way that they'll get 7 wins. So having an even number is no problem. That's a fucking get out of jail free card that I would never prescribe to. I would hate that shit because there's the obvious problem if both sides get 7. Then what do you fucking do? And that's a cheap cop-out for who actually wins, in my opinion. I wouldn't like it. But yeah. And 16 likes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. Laughing said probably Kentoki will be left out. I think so, the way they're building it up. Like, Kentoki's currently working for Buddha. He'll probably just be late. We might see him fight off screen later, like in flashbacks and stuff. And he'll probably be late doing these missions for Buddha or something. Joseph said, okay, that actually does sound way too complicated. Yeah, exactly. Racist humanist. Jesus, that's a name. Said, a random question, but do you ever plan on reading Tenkaichi? That's kind of funny considering I streamed it fucking yesterday or the day before. Stream's up on the channel. I read all of it. Well, no, sorry. I read the first 4 rounds. I already read rounds 1 and 2 off stream because I had already read them before. I just did a refresher and then I read chapter 14 to 22. And then I'm going to wait for round 6 to finish and then I'm going to read round 5 and 6. I'm just going to play catch-up streams with Tenkaichi rather than review them week to week, month to month, whatever. Yeah. So I did. You can definitely go check out the VOD. It's like a 4 or 5 hour stream. Because we end up discussing the fact that I didn't like the power-ups or the convenientness of certain things that happened in round 4. I like round 4 of Tenkaichi, or match 4, whatever, of round 1. But I didn't like that there was aspects of that I did not like. I like the round. It's my second favorite round. But I still hold to the fact that the convenient power-ups are way too fucking convenient. So yeah. Racist Humanist, which I'm not going to get over that name anytime soon, said, oh, for real? My bad, I never saw it, lol. I mean, it's up there if you ever want to peruse. I take a while. When I do a read-through stream, I'm like, all right, guys, we're committing. Whether we get through 1 chapter in 4 hours or 100 chapters, sit here, take my time, and enjoy myself and try to be funny and try to entertain you guys. I try to dial things up to 11. I try to go off on tangents. I try to make it an enjoyable experience or at least something different. Because, seriously, does anybody want me to just sit here and go, and in chapter 1, this is the title, this is what this person said, and person B said this, person A said this in response. Then we go to the next page. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Like, you imagine if you did that the entire time. No one wants, yes, you want to hear me read it, but you want me to experience it and show it. Hence... yeah. If you have a good time, great, but I am warning you, I had a problem with the ending of round 4. I still like round 4, still think it's solid, like 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. As I said, it's my second favorite round, but it's got a problem that I just don't like. So yeah, Tenkaichi very much in the same vein as Shuumatsu no Valkyrie in that regard. Sometimes you like a round, but you had one big glaring issue with it. So yeah. 17 Lace Lavin said, so do you have any interest in reading solo leveling manhwa? Nope. Tried to. Couldn't get into it. I don't really like, for my battle shonens, for my battle mangas, I hate the webtoon style. I think it's the worst fucking style to do fight choreography with. That's why it's been hard to catch up on Eternal Force, the Breaker, because it's in that manhwa style, which manhwa, once again, is Korean manga, so it's not really manga. It's a webtoon style, long strip style, shall we call it, because it's not really, it's evolved. It used to just be Korean manga, it was manhwa, but yeah, no. I can't do shonen or battle or fight scene things very well in those things. I read romances and slice of lifes on webtoons and stuff like that. But I just can't get into it. The color throws me off. It's like if I wanted to read a color fight, I would read Marvel Comics. And the long strip style with the displaced panels, just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't work for me. I don't feel the impact as much. You know? So, no, I have no interest in reading it. I tried Solo Leveling, and what was the other one? I tried to read Hardcore Leveling Warrior or something like that. I tried reading Tower of God, God of High School. I tried reading all these things, and I just fucking couldn't. Alfrim is in here and says, wise choice. Stay away from that dumpster fire of a manhwa. Oh, is Solo Leveling? I thought Solo Leveling was like the super popular one, but has it gone downhill? I know Tower of God's really popular and stuff too. So yeah. Anyways, we got 17 likes. We almost had 20. We got double digits to spare, but we almost had 20 likes. Wow. Pretty cool. Yep, pretty damn cool. So with that being said, we'll end the stream here, I guess. You know, I think we've caught up with the chat. We spent plenty of time. We read the chapter. Spent plenty of time with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed. 2-hour stream. That's plenty for one fucking chapter, I think. Spend 2 hours on one damn chapter. So Alfrian said it's really bad later on. Trust me. Oh, okay. As I said, I have no intention of reading it, so we're all good. But anyways, thank you guys very much for the 17 likes, as I said, and everyone who was involved in the chat. Too many to name this particular stream because we had a lot of people chatting, but I really appreciate everyone who contributes in the chat and stuff. Catching up with you guys and stuff is always a treat for me. I like, you know, chatting with the community and stuff. So my friend said, shame I missed your stream, but I hope you liked the round 8. I did. I really enjoyed round 8. 8 out of 10 round easy. So thank you guys very much. Like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll see you guys back here for chapter 77 of Shuumatsu no Valkyrie. Who do you think is going to star in round 9? I'm actually going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say it's going to be Loki versus Okita time. I think it's Loki versus Okita time, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll get different designs. I really doubt it's Rasputin versus Anubis if that is the matchup, because we've just had a bunch of death gods fighting each other and stuff. I think we're going to steer in a new direction. Apollo versus Simone, popular another matchup might happen. Or do we get to see, are we going to pinch hit someone big? Are we going to see Odin in the next round? I would be here for that. I would be here for that. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Round 9. Please be as good as round 8. Please, I think we're past the worst of the worst when it comes to Record of Ragnarok. So that's what I'm hoping for. See you guys back here next time for Chapter 77 when it drops. Don't forget, I will be here. Thankfully, I managed to catch the chapter today when it came out. Usually it's the next day, but still, I will be hosting a Chapter 77 stream when the chapter drops. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you had a good weekend. Have a great rest of your Monday. See you back here next time. Bye-bye.